Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joined today from your Fitchburg sustainability sector, my friend Phil Groupie. Phil, welcome back to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you, Jeremy?
I'm doing wonderful and glad you're here. We're coming off a pretty large snowstorm,
Oh
more
yeah.
snow in the forecast. So we're going to get to, I think, the lead here today, which is
Which
salt
is how many
awareness.
snowmen did? Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I was
yeah.
gonna
How
ask how many
many?
snowmen you made yesterday.
Well, I ended up making a fort with the kids yesterday.
Ah,
We
there you
chose to
go.
go. We did snowman the first go around this year when we got a decent amount. Gosh, that was way back in what, November, December. It had been a while. Either way, we worked on a fort because I was like, if we get this fort built and it freezes,
Ooh, you got it
we're
for a
gonna be
long
able to have
time.
some fun. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
So
nice.
we muscled through that, threw some snowballs, and then I spent 2 hours cleaning driveways. So it
Of
was a day.
course.
But that's not what we're here to talk about, Phil. We're here to we'll start off just salt wise. We kind of talked a little bit about this last time, but Wisconsin Salt Awareness Week is January 22nd through the 26th. And given people's minds are about have spent shoveling and removing ice and everything else from the storm, what would you say from a sustainability side that you want people to know when it comes to salting and using salt for snow removal and ice?
The biggest thing is just use as little as you possibly can. There's a lot of different rules of thumb and you know ways to quantify it. I think what you mentioned last time we spoke on this, that 1 teaspoon of salt can compromise the livability of 5 gallons of fresh water for the things living in it. So there's a lot of different numbers you can throw out there, but the biggest thing is just use as little salt as you possibly can. It's something that once it's in the environment is really, really difficult to get out. And you know, it's also just a pain if you've got people tracking it in your house. You don't love that. Once the yeah, just try to minimize it. Start by shoveling, snow blowing, whatever option you've got. For any particularly tricky icy spots, you can put a little bit of salt out there. Remember that once it gets below about 10 degrees, the salt doesn't really work anymore because that's below the freezing point of salt water. But yeah, down to 10 degrees, you can put a little bit of salt out there, use it judiciously, and once things are melted and dried off, go ahead and sweep it back up. You can use it again in the future.
I was
But
gonna
yeah,
say that's something that I love. I've maybe been educated enough over the last several years is the idea of sweeping up the excess salt to be reused. There's nothing wrong with doing that, and talk about recycling and reusing. I mean
yeah,
that works in your favor.
yeah. I mean, it's even just thinking about. I think that waste for a while, maybe we're getting back from that a little bit, but waste had kind of become the talking point domain of the environmental left, as people refer to it, and it really shouldn't be. It's something that if you go back to our grandparents' generation, waste was just people were frugal. Um, Waste is just seen as kind of an unnecessary thing. You're saving money if you scoop that salt back up. It means you're not buying more bags of salt again in the future because you're able to reuse what's been thrown out there. So some of it is just about being judicious, being frugal, not wasteful.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And for me, I've kind of tried to switch it's a habit thing too. I mean, for a long time, it's just a natural habit, like shovel, salt, move on. But you got to break that habit a little bit and think outside the box and do what you can. But use this time, January 22nd through the 26th of 2024, as a chance to rethink your salt usage. Become aware. I think you got to understand what's happening down the line, so to speak, as Phil had mentioned when it comes to salt. Going to the sustainability plan, your work is off and running now. You got your group together,
We
and
do.
your survey results are in a little bit, but just a quick update on the sustainability plan and what's going on with the group.
Yeah, we have over 500 responses in our sustainability survey, which is fantastic. My
Awesome.
goal, my goal is still to get us to 1,000 responses, which our consultant tells us that if we can hit that, it will by far blow away any response rate he's ever gotten from any city he's worked with. So that's the goal. Is Fitchburg, we want to have the most responses. One, for pride, but two, the more people weigh in, the better sense we have of what the entire community thinks. So you can find information on that survey on the Fitchburg website if you search for sustainability plan. Um, Also, if you sign up for the green e-newsletter that I put out occasionally using the notify me alerts, on the city's website. Um, just about every one of those, I'm putting information in about the sustainability plan, so you can keep up with it there. We had our planning team have their second meeting last night. Days all bleed together these days for whatever reason, but last night we had our second meeting, and we've gotten into talking about goal setting. What are the different areas of focus for the city, from things like transportation and land use, to the green sustainable economy, to energy and buildings, to local food and agriculture, water and waste. Yeah, we're going to start talking about what goals we think are reasonable for the city to set over the next 5, 10, 20 years, from a sustainability perspective. And then eventually we'll get into discussing, all right, now that we've got those goals set, what actions do we think are reasonable for the city to pursue, or for the city to educate and encourage the broader community to pursue. So really excited about this. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, no, it's going to be some great work, Phil. I'm looking forward to sharing the information that you guys come up with and the plan here on Talking Fitchburg. So we'll look forward to an update here coming up in February. But great work, and hey, let's get to 1,000. Let's do it for
absolutely.
us, not just for the record, but let's do it for us and a better sustainable future for the city of Fitchburg. Finally, if you're somebody who's tired of the snow already and just thinking warm thoughts, I've got a good question here for Phil, and it's the Plant Dane free native plants for school and community groups. Nothing but high hopes of thinking green, go green, and be ready for spring, right?
That's right. Love all seasons. I spend summer thinking about winter and winter thinking about summer. So it's just about that time. We're getting to the deepest part of winter. Let's start thinking about warmer weather. This is a really good time. If you do a lot of planting yourself, you know that you get into January, February, and you start putting in seeds, you start planting things indoors that you might want to transplant outdoors when the weather gets warmer, the soil gets warm enough. So this is when some of the local plant sale organizations are beginning to make their plans for spring. And they're starting to ask for applications and orders. One of those, as you mentioned, is Plant Dane, which is a Dane County initiative. They offer free native plants for schools, community groups, nonprofits. So you can check out the Plant Dane website and submit an application for that. I believe applications are due February 1st, and then plants will be distributed in May. So if you're interested in that, you can also, you may not be a part of one of those groups, or have a place where you can put plants, but you can volunteer to help grow plants that will be distributed as part of this program. So that's another really great way to get involved, is signing up to use some of your indoor space to help propagate plants for this. Yeah, so that's a really cool way to get a lot of native plants that are, awesome for local ecosystems, local pollinators and other critters out around the community. Another one is the UW Arboretum does a native plant sale every year. So that is also something that the plant sale is, I believe, going on right now online on Arboretum's website. That's arboretum.wisc.edu. So you can order native plants to purchase and put on your property. If online ordering and waiting till May, sounds like too much planning, you can also, they'll do an on-site sale May 18th as well, midday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The on-site sale has a little bit more limited selections. There are certain trees and shrubs especially that you can only order online. So again, that would be something, if you want to think about warmer weather, starting to think about what you want to put in the ground once it does turn warm is a good way to do that.
Yeah, I think it just makes you feel good, right? You're like, oh man, we're already like getting to the half point in wintertime.
And then you get to May, these plants come in and you say, oh, thank you, past me. Way to be on top of things. Now I've got something to do. I don't have to go out and buy the plants now. I already took care of it. Your future self will thank you.
I love Future Bee. I'm always like, all right, I hope Jeremy in the past was really nice about
That's
this.
right.
Oh, he wasn't. He let us down again.
Spend too much time saying, that's Future Phil's problem. Sometimes it's nice to give Future Phil a little pat on the back.
Oh man, yep. Phil, I love getting together with you and talking about this stuff. Yeah,
you've got another hour, right?
Yeah, that goes
my
into
whole
our
day
podcast.
For this, Jeremy.
No, we're gonna go a podcast. I think outside of this. That's where we can be long formed a little bit more and just spitball ideas and stuff. So we'll save that for a rainy day, so to speak.
Our audience of 2 will really love it.
Hey, you know what? If you
you'll bring in the viewers.
I'll bring him in. You knock him down. That's something like that, right?
There we
Either
go.
way, we appreciate you, Phil. If people want to get involved with following along anything sustainability or get signed up for the Green newsletter blast, or maybe just give you a call. I mean, Phil, you like talking to people, right?
I love talking to people.
There you go.
Sometimes I'm busy, sometimes I'm not. Yeah, give me a call, send an email, set up a coffee date. I love coffee. It's fantastic. I'm drinking it right now. You can also sign up, as I mentioned, on Notify Me on the city's websites for if you sign up for the Green Fitchburg Notify Me alerts, then you'll receive the Green e-newsletter, which comes out about every other month. You can also just check out the city's Green Fitchburg site, try to keep that updated periodically with sort of new things about what's going on, what a couple of different committees are up to. I manage both, or I work with both the RCC and the Bike Committee, so sort of manage their content online. Yeah, there's a lot of fun things, and get to know other folks around the city. The cool thing about sustainability is it's really broad, it's really cross-disciplinary. So it's not just thinking about environmental things, it's working with economic development, it's working with the planning team in public works. It's just kind of thinking about broad spectrum. How does the city work and interact with its residents? So yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of fun things to talk about. There's never a shortage.
I think through our conversations, through these updates, I've learned a lot of things that I didn't know that went into sustainability and the things that you do. So I think it's been very informative, and hopefully we'll continue to keep having you come back and introduce us to some new things and keep up with the good updates. So thank you so
Yeah,
much, Phil, and
thanks a lot.
happy new. I can still say this. Yeah,
That's right.
10th of
I think
January.
for
Happy
2
New
months
Year.
we're allowed. Yeah, Happy New Year. Enjoy that ice sport, hopefully.